Saugus has 4 first downs. Danvers Classical has 10. There's been 2 timeouts by Saugus and 3 by Lynn. Penalty 4 for 35 for Saugus, 5 for 55 for Classical. 4 turnovers versus 3. Saugus has 4. 3 punts by Saugus, 1 by Classical. Total yards 117 for Saugus, 256 for Classical. We're ready for 4th period action, Dick. 2nd and 5. We get ready for the 4th period, the last 11 minutes of action. Saugus trailing 18-7, and is that possible that we took a timeout?
I can't believe that, John, because we need the timeouts. You only have 5 to a half. I've used, what, 3 of them?
How many timeouts is that so far? 3? Why would we have taken a timeout now? Why
I don't know what was wrong out there.
We don't know why. Maybe equipment. It looks like O'Brien or Meredith is getting... he's all finished, whatever it is.
Well, we don't manage our timeouts too well, unfortunately.
There's a major conversation going on with the Saugus team, a referee and the team all having a big conversation. Here comes Barrett out onto the field. Maybe that wasn't a charged timeout.
He pointed to Saugus.
Yeah, but he was holding 2 fingers up as he came over here. Maybe it was 2nd down, he was telling him.
Well, let's see. We'll find out later, but unofficially we see Saugus with 3 charged timeouts.
Okay,
they put the ball down to, what, the 25-yard line.
Meredith gets smeared as he hit the line. Maybe gained a couple.
God, he got hit by about 7 guys, didn't he?
Sure did. So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 3. Nope, make it 4. And gained a yard at best. Okay, 3 wide receivers come this side. Brazos, O'Brien. Back to pass. There's the pass it was intended for, but it didn't get there. It may have been O'Brien.
Well, Barrett was hit. He was under pressure, and as he let that ball go, he was hit, and just didn't have time to get set to hit O'Brien.
I'm not sure I like sending 4 people out to receive a pass and leave them unprotected back there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure I like giving the play to the quarterback in every play. I mean, I let him relax between plays. I'd send somebody else in with the plays. I think Barrett needs that couple of minutes to relax, a couple of seconds.
Well, we know Coach Von Temple watches the game, so Dick, you probably take our advice.
Well, hey, he's done a good job with this team. I don't mean to second guess, but I wouldn't be bothering the quarterback on every play on the signal calling like that.
I wonder if we got a shotgun formation that might be fun somewhere. Here's the pitch. It's to Meredith. Meredith is caught and thrown for a big loss back to the 30-yard line. And we got a 4th down coming up.
Maybe he was looking for him.
Yeah.
We don't know if they were setting up a halfback option play. Whatever happened, he never had the chance, and Classical takes over here.
That would have been a new wrinkle.
Well, they tried it once. Bill Von Handoff did throw one, and he hit his man in the end zone. It was dropped, but we did have that play with Billy Von Handoff when he was in there.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line now for Classical as they take over.
Yeah, Camara with a keeper.
Going wide. He's going to keep it, and he's going to run, and he slips and falls. And he falls around the 36-yard line, 37-yard line.
81, Tony
Almost the 1st down.
Well, John, I have to pay credit to our cheerleaders. They look good in their Indian motif today, and they've certainly been in the ball game, had nice routines, and have been very snappy right down to the end.
They have warm weather uniform and cold weather uniforms. This is the warm weather one.
Well, they've been sharp and snappy looking today.
Yeah, those are great. I had a couple little girls that were cheerleaders. There's a flag. Should be something wrong with the Lynn Classical formation that time.
I think illegal procedure. Something went wrong. What did they do? Illegal procedure, Lynn Classical, 5 yards.
That helps. We saw this happen in the first half, Dick. They kept getting penalties and losing downs or yardage, and we had them back on the 2-yard line practically. You can hear the cheerleaders, let's go Saugus.
Well, we got to give the station credit. This certainly has been a hard-fought game, and they're still fighting out there, but they're playing a good team, and they've certainly given it their best shot. Here's a pitch
Here's
back.
the pitch to the far side and stop just about after the line of scrimmage, not too much.
I see Kenny over there. I'm not sure who else was in there.
Looks like he might be short of a yard, 2 yards for a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Mike Kenny, number 2, made that tackle. Mike Kenny is a senior, 5'9", 155 pounds.
Been playing well since he got in there, really. 3rd and 1. Barrett,
the deep safety for Saugus.
Keeps it.
And 2 yards have been made all right, and we got the tackle by Brazos, I think.
Yeah, nice tackle. Brazos had a good game for himself.
Made 4 yards on the play, 2 to the first down and 2 for good measure.
And the time's running down, 8:43 left here. Classical just content to play ball control here and eat up that clock. The only thing we can do is just stop him and take the ball away from him.
I got, as Dick said, 8:30 left in the 4th period, or the second half of the game. I'm John Mangini, along with Dick Barry, and assisted ably by Dr. Ted Golden and Dr. Herb Upton.
Zekavera keeps it.
Zekavera keeping it again. He's going to get 4 yards again.
Kenny grabs him, holds on for dear life, and finally takes him down.
On the 49-yard line.
Mike Kenny with a tackle on Echeverria.
Looks more like a 6-yard gain this time. Well, no, 4 yards and 2 or 6. That's right. It'll be 2nd and 4. Again. There's that pitch just in time again. And it's turned into a first down to the Saugus 41-yard line.
Darren Nelson on the tackle, but the initial hit was made by O'Brien for a nice shot.
And
who hit him back there? Was it Nelson?
Great timing, though. Echeverria gets the ball just as he gets hit. Pitches the ball just as he gets hit.
A bang-bang play.
We've seen that happen a couple of times, and it looks like we got him for a loss, and the ball is just pitched. 1st and 10 from the 41 of Saugus. Again, different ball team from Classical in the second half. There's a long pass. It's not going to go to anybody.
Oh, it came closer than I thought. He got his hands on it.
Let's see who it was. Number
22. Joe Calvin Johnson dove forward and the ball hit the ground and his fingertips at the same time. Yeah, he looked it up there. It looked like it was nowhere near it. He actually made connections. A floater. They came down nice and slow. Gave the receiver plenty of time to run under it. Almost plenty of time. Real short. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Now we're down to 6:57. Kept by Echeverria, and he stopped after he gained a yard or 2. Nelson in there. 39-yard line. Also, it's may have been in there. That's going to be 3rd and 8. Big play for Saugus again. That's what we've been saying right along. Big defensive play. They've answered that call more than once, though, the Station Cubs. They've been a good pressure team, really. See a lot of leaders down below. Let's go, Saugus. Let's go. They're still in the ball game. There's fullback field again. There's the pitch to number 22. He's going wide. He gets away. He's got the first down. Here's by Anthony. Johnson came close to be tapped. being tackled, but got away and got the ball down to the 24-yard line, 23-yard line.
As with Barrett, passed all in the stop.
First and 10.
Classical grinding it out here.
Yes, they are, and they're wearing down the Saugus team. The defense has been on there for a long time this fall.
Well, most of these guys play two ways, and that's a hit, you know. That's a very kind of a skill in himself.
Go backfield again.
And that
2 pitches.
they took out the end.
Down the 11-yard line. Adebato is on the foot end. Somebody was up higher. Barrett.
Johnny Bass made a lot of tackles today. The ball sounds like what, the 11-yard line?
Yeah, it is. I'll make it a 12.
The clock's down to 5:38.
The score is 18-7. Classical ahead of Saugus. Saugus opened up the scoring on the very first play of the game. Classical answered. Now the question is, will they do it again? Yeah, touchdown. Mr. Johnson's a speedy little ball carrier.
Gibson, I think?
Gibson, I'm sorry. Let's see. He's not a big kid. He's a junior. He's 5'10". He's 145 pounds. And he's as fast as Bruce Lightning.
He turned that corner pretty quickly.
Yeah. We're going to see him again next year. Well. It's now 24-7. There's 5:14 left to go, and let's see how they try to get 1 or 2 points after the touchdown.
They're going for the extra point. Probably try to get their routine done. With this kind of a lead, they obviously have won this ball game. So number 81 starting. You hope so.
Let's see. We're going to go for the point.
Got a strong foot.
Nope, he missed again.
He kind of has a side of the foot like a soccer foot,
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing with 5:14 left, we showed early in the game we could throw in a pass. Let's see if we can put one on the board with the last 5 minutes to go.
A point of interest last week against Swampscott. We had 75 yards in penalties this year, or so far this week we've only got 35, so there's some improvement there, but
well, the things that really broke our back in the first half, and we were really getting Costco run for the money, was 2 critical, well, actually 3 fumbles, and yeah, that's what hurt us.
A couple of penalties took the heart out of a couple of drives, and of course we couldn't score from the 2-yard line. That's
Costco looks like he's doing some substituting out there now. O'Brien's checking his squad out there. If he's played a solid
looking for another ball player.
For one shot.
We're looking for something.
Maybe 45. This is the phone thing, right? The 3 backs will be Ted Stefanidi.
2, 4,
Michael
6,
Bryan.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we got 11 ball players out there. We played some plays in this game, but only 10 guys out there.
Brought back to the 40, basically the 40. Let's see what we do here at number 5.
All right.
Is this the same kicker?
I believe it is. Number 81.
He kicked a good ball.
Seattle. Ready. Here we go. Booms it down here. It's going to be O'Brien on around his 12-yard line, the 20 to 25. Goes over to the side, brings the ball up around the 33. So probably in that exchange we got 5 yards less than we got before. But
hey, anytime you bring it out over the 20, that's fine. So we'll accept the 33. Got a decent spot on the field. So with 5:05 left here, we'll be looking to fine-tune our attack for our contest next week when we go to Danvers. Danvers is one of the best teams we've had in years.
Nope. Okay, so from the 33, Saugus goes on the offense. Meredith, O'Brien, Stefanidi, who takes the ball and breaks through, and he's in a foot race up to the 41-yard line.
The
So, Ted Stephanitis. Ted's 5'10", 160 pounds. I get the right kid, sophomore, 5'3", 140 pounds. I hope he didn't make the tackle. He was carrying the ball. He gave us the first down. Thank you. 10-yard gain. Changes. Fifth first down of the game. Clock's ticking down to 4:34. Has 14 first downs, and that's indicative in the score. Meredith brings it up to, I hope, close to the 45. Let's see where they spot it. Oh, on the other side of the 45, okay. Give him a good 3 yards, make it 2nd and 7. Okay, you know what happens? Jimmy Boyle's got his sign going perpendicular rather than vertical or whichever. Here comes Stephanie. This thing is over the 50 to 45, down to maybe even more. We got him on the 45-yard line of Classical, so Mr. Stephanitis has come up with 2 first down plays. Classical still has their first team in there, and Stephanitis has picked up 22 yards and 2 quick runs as we're sitting on the 44-yard line. With the clock ticking now, we certainly would like to punch one in. Back up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 Saugus from the 45-yard line of Classical. Ballot calling signal. And we just lost 5 yards. It's going to cost us 5. Cost us 5, we'll move it back to Well, somebody just made the comment, Saugus shot himself in the foot again. Well, our guys are playing a tough game out there, and they're anxious, and just a matter of timing, and somebody moved too soon. Ball back on the 50-yard line. Well, I think that's a good observation from Dr. Upton. Saugus just played a better game, and the score shows 24 to 7. It's taking a lot of time in the huddle here. I just saw the Quinlan kid. That's the pass. Got a little bit of power. There's the pass. It's long. It was intended, bounced around. It was intended for number 3 of Saugus, Louis Fossey. Well, that was a tough one because Fossey was covered by 3 guys. The ball was down on the 15-yard line, but kind of tough to get the ball from 3 defenders. So we're going to have 2nd and 15. You got to throw a shot at that. I think that's 2 Hail Mary passes and one like that, right, Dick? Okay, 2nd down. We're going to try it again. We're going to get hit. He gets the pass off. It's intended for. It's intercepted by Echeverria, who falls out of bounds on the 30-yard line. They're saying the 25. So Clark is going to take over. We're down to 2:33, so we'll recap the scoring one last time. Saugus scored first today on a first play from scrimmage, a 52-yard pass play. Barrett to O'Brien. We led 6-0. Barrett kicked the extra point, 7-0. Classical came right back on their first series when Gibson ran 51-yard pass tackle to make the score 7-6. They missed the extra point. Echeverria punched in a 4-yard run to make it 12-7. They missed the extra point. Gibson ran a 1-yard run to make it 18-7. The 2-point conversion failed. And Gibson on a 12-yard run made it 24-7. So that was the scoring for today. And a little bit of information on that. That's the 5th turnover for Saugus, and here comes the rain. Yeah. And guess who watched it again? Kenny. Nice play. Mike Kenny pulled him down. No, that was Scott Notice. Number 2. 22. Is that 2 or 23? Was it 23? Okay, I read it wrong. There's a difference of opinion. No, it's not missing. Okay, we won't argue with him. He's more this way over there. He's there. Okay, we won't argue with it. See what it comes. Despite Echeverria still in there, and Echeverria slips and falls as he comes up near the 30-yard line. So O'Brien are out of battle with there to cover him. It's going to be 3rd and about 6. And that's a 2-minute warning. And the people are moving quickly as the rain comes. We're very lucky to get this game in. They were talking about rain as a possibility, and it's coming now. And the fans are leaving as it's getting darker and darker. All of a sudden, everybody's getting up and leaving. So it looks like it's about to unleash the downpour very shortly. I think it's really going to let go. Looks like it. I know at 3 o'clock this morning there was a downpour. When you have that end of the world look right now. Now someone's probably delay a game. No, tied out. Classical. Well, Saugus will be where next week, John? They're going to go to Danvers next week, Rick. Sorry you're not going to be with us, but Ed and Ted will fill in around the edges here for you. Have a nice trip. And okay, well, we'll get to attend the wedding, and then we'll be home 2 weeks from today against Salem. That'll be a good one, too. Saugus will hope for an upset today. There was the opening minute seemed like the possibility was definitely there. We scored for the first time in 13 quarters of play. But since then we have been shut out, and Classical has put 24 points up. There's 1 minute 47 seconds left in this one. It's getting very dark out. Pitch back, and we got a ball carrier who is on his way. Now it's a foot race. Brazo, catch him. Did he go in? No, he was on the 10-yard line. Nice chase by Brazo. Let's see if the refs pick up the clip. I don't know why they still have their first team still in there. Do you know? I guess this is why they want to add one more up there and make it 31. Well, they're going to place him on what, the 5-yard line? Yeah. Nice job by Brazo. Yeah. He chased him down. That's exactly it. Because number 31, Walker, was on his own. Classic takes a chance. I mean, you got to find talent in Echeverria there, and you still have him in a quarterback when you get the game won? I wonder if they have a backup quarterback. Yeah, they have everything else. He's got a goal line, I think. Yeah, you're seeing it as well as we can see it now, and if the picture on the monitor is accurate, it's pretty bright looking, but it isn't bright looking here. It's very dark here. He's probably got it down to the 2-yard line. There's 52 seconds, 49 seconds left. That's Echeverria handing it up. He's going to go to the goal line. He didn't get there either. I don't know what Plastic's trying to run this up here. There's 37 seconds left here. They really don't have to run another play. I mean, what are they trying to prove? No, never. They never put their second team in. I don't know what they're trying to prove to run up the score. They've already won this game. I guess Lucia in the first few minutes has given the coach an excuse to keep going for as much as he can. It must have been classical. Maybe they've decided not to run it in. The time has run out. Okay, they did it. I got to give them credit for that. Yeah. They could have punched in one more, and they decided not to. So the game wraps up with the score 27 for Classical, 7 for Saugus. It was a better game than the score indicates, and it wasn't anything that Saugus really has to be ashamed of. Yeah, psychologically, John, we broke the barrier, we scored, we know we can score now, we know we can run, we know we can pass. We're good defensively, we just got to coordinate it all, and hopefully we're on the right track. we could be in a ball game against Danvers, that's right. Okay, and on that note, for Dr. Herb Upton, Dr. Ted Golan, and Richard Rick-Barry, I'm John Manzini. Thanks for watching Saugus High School football. I've chosen to this year.
The starting defense you'll see for Classical be Matt Lorino, left outside linebacker, number 57. Morales, number 60, Dave Morales, who will be used on offense as a fullback on short yardage situations. One of the twists and wrinkles thrown in on game day. Of course, it would happen last week, Coach Dave Dempsey. But both coaches agree this is a pivotal game. One team can have a chance to finish among the top 4, 5 in the conference possibly, and Classical will kick off. Split end Calvin Johnson will be doing the kicking off as we're set to kick off here at Manning Bowl. Johnson, there's the boot. Ball's going to land about the 20. The Magicians bring it up, and a good inside run there. And the Magicians will have first down and 10 at the 32-yard line, possibly the 33, maybe even the 34. Nice return by Jason Tarasuk, and of course that's the story of the Magicians' offense. Jason Tarasuk, Nate Weiser, two guys who are in the top 15 in scoring, both in Division III. Nate Weiser, both running backs. Weiser with 8 touchdowns, 48 points. Jason Tarasuk, 7 touchdowns, 1 PAT for 43 points. And this is a game that has the makings of a shootout. It could be a barn burner. Both teams' defenses have been inconsistent. Some mental breakdowns, good talent on both sides of the ball, but this is a game that it could really be a high-scoring affair. For Marblehead on the offense, of course, quarterback is Adam Welling, 6'2" senior. The offensive threats are Jason Tarasuk, halfback, Nate Weiser, halfback. Chris Whipple is his main target, tight end. Stephen Weed also the split end. We'll get to the Classical starting D in a second. Willing over the ball, first down at the 34. In motion is Whipple. They run the wing T, look for a lot of misdirection. Handoff to Weiser. Weiser, a good up the gut there. Look for misdirection from Marblehead up to the 49-yard line. And that is close to a Magician first down. On second look, it's going to be second down and very short yardage, maybe 6 inches. As we said, the Magicians run a wing T, which means a lot of misdirections, off-guard sweeps. They really try to fool the defense. You're not going to see the Rams really throw a lot of blitzes, a lot of stunts. They play straight up because this is an offense that can really fool you. Wheeling, same play. Back to Weiser, up the gut. And they'll pick up 3 yards. That's a first down, the first down for the Magicians as they cross midfield line. Actually, they don't. They're at the 47-yard line. First down for Marblehead.
At their own 27-yard line.
For Classical on the defense, Lorino, Morales, Clement. Lorino, left linebacker. Morales is the left defensive end. Left defensive tackle is Clement. And those are the guys who are involved, of course. Echeverria back as the safety. Calvin Johnson back there as well. First down at the 47 for the Magicians. Handoff, same play. That's nice misdirection. Nice play by Weiser, and this is what you can see all night long. Both teams don't put the ball a lot in the air. Dave Dempsey says you'll see maybe the Rams throw 60-40 if the run is working well. As for Marblehead, wing T, and you can see a lot out of the wing T. But with Tarasuk and Weiser, they rolled up 257 yards of total offense in 2 weeks in the last 2 games. And Marblehead, 1-3 3 weeks ago, have won their last 2 games, and now they reassess their goals. And Marblehead has been looking good the last 2 games. Of course, Classical has lost its last 2 games. Willing, the quarterback, calling the signals. Up the gut. Healy is on the outside. He's at the 30, the 20. Healy is going to be knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Dan Healy, nice misdirection off tackle there. And Healy, who's used not sparingly, but not as much as Tarasuk and Weiser, is another weapon you have in that wing T. As you can see, a lot of misdirection from the Magicians' offense. And Healy up the gut that time, then broke it wide in the perimeter. And the Magicians now driving, 9:04 remaining in the first quarter. And the Magicians, 4 running plays right down, first down, 24-yard carry, 34-yard carry by Healy. First down at the 12-yard line. Willing calling signals, handoff up the gut again. Gonna get a couple chewing-up yards there. Yeah, the Classical line has got to stay their position. Dave Dempsey concerned, of course, no stunts. They play straight up because of the misdirection. Pick up a 3 yards. Clement on the tackle there. Now second down and 7 from the 9-yard line. They're going to have to, they can get a first down if they get inside the 1. 8:33 remaining. Marblehead really coming out and showing the wing T that works. Tarasuk, Weiser, and Healy. Wheeling. Oh, little jump off sides there. Looked like the offensive line. Looked like Mike Gerson on the left tackle jump there. Classical also jumped, but it was in reaction to the left tackle. The umpire's referee is going to discuss it. And it's a legal procedure against the Magicians.
5 yards for legal procedure. It will be 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 now, so the first
Make that the 14-yard line.
First problems here for Marblehead. 2nd and 12 now. Calvin Johnson, of course, strong safety, free safety. Nisio Echeverria, the quarterback, of course. Jones back there, and Karam Gibson. The Magicians in motion. Tarasuk wheeling. There's the pitch. Pitch going wide to perimeter here. But nice containment there by the Classical defense.
Number 25, Jason Tarasuk, carried from Marblehead.
And a nice contain there. Marble looked like they had some room over there. And they're going to pick up about 5 yards. Will be 3rd down and 4 from the 7-yard line for the Magicians. And suddenly a key play here in the game. As I said, Coach Dave Dempsey looks at this obviously as a pivotal game. He knows they have to stop the wing T. Right now they're running a 6-man front. You got a 6-2-1, single-man coverage. Of course, not a lot of nickel and dime for coverage here with a running game. Outside run, oh, almost stopped, broken 1 tackle. He's going to run out of real estate. And good pursuit on the outside there by Classical. Echeverria was out there.
He was brought down by number 87.
And Brian Smith was out there as well. 4th down now, and the Magicians have got a decision to make. Of course, in high school football, you don't see too much of the kicking game, but they're going to go for 4th down.
That was made by Brian Smith.
And 5 from the 7. They got to go to the 2-yard line for the 1st down.
It is
Classical, basically an 7-man front. Out of the wing T, Wheeling calling the signals. Slight motion. Oh, nice fake. Wheeling in the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Marblehead. Wheeling with a misdirection, the fake, the play action pass, and Chris Whipple in the end zone, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Wheeling, from Welling. And the Magicians now lead 6-0. So the first drive for the Magicians coming out, and they have looked good in their last 2 wins. They were 1-3, had a lot of downs. They reassessed their goals coming up, and now the Magicians take a 6-0 lead over Classical with 8:11 remaining in the first quarter. Welling to Whipple, 7 yards. Here's a kick. It is up. And it is good. Welling converts on the PAT. And with 8:11 remaining in the first quarter, the Magicians drive. All running plays, 4th down and 5. Nice play action pass. Welling hitting Whipple wide open in the end zone. And the Magicians, the PAT by Welling as well. And Marblehead leads Classical 7-0 here in the first quarter. Something about Marblehead, they were 1-3. They lost some tough games. The game they remember is English. I mean, they were playing English. They led 12-0. And, of course, Marblehead does not have a lot of size in the team. They don't have a lot of 240-pound linemen. They got guys with a lot of speed. They try to utilize that in the wing T by using 3-4 backs. And against English, they were up 12-0, but English wore them down with a bigger lineman, and then English went on to win that game 22-12. So while these teams have mirror records, Classical's lost its last 2 games, and they have been heartbreaking losses. Classical against, of course, Gloucester. Both times got down to the 14-yard line against Salem, lost 8-7 as the clock ran out. And the same thing with Gloucester, losing 32-28. A couple breakdowns in execution down the stretch in the red zone and deep into the game. And the clock ran out both times in Classical, and they're looking to rebound here, trying to stop the 2-game losing streak. Marblehead always kicks the squib. They do not like to give the chance for the return, and Classical takes advantage of it at the 42-yard line. Looks like Brian Smith with the ball, and he'll be stopped back at the 41, driven back, and that's where Classical will start its first drive.
Kickoff was returned by number 87, Brian Smith.
Bruce Jordan said they never like to kick deep. But in that case, you're giving a team 42, initial ball down at the 42-yard line. That's giving up a lot of real estate for just squibbing the ball. Starting offense for Classical, Nicio Echeverria at quarterback, Antoine Walker the halfback, Robert Jones the fullback, wingback is Karam Gibson, Calvin Johnson the split end, Brian Smith, the man who returned the kickoff, is a man you'll see at the tight end position. Of course, they run the wishbone, Echeverria. And the great story about Echeverria is that he's allowed to audibilize. If the 60 plays a game, Echeverria can audibilize 30. First play, up the gut. Calvin, it's not Johnson. A nice pickup there, right up the gut. That was out of the I formation, picks up 7 yards. It was Calvin Johnson, right up the gut. So Dave Dempsey goes to a multiple set offense. He can run the wishbone, he can run the I, he can run a double, he can run the pro set with two backs, and of course the single set. And that kind of thing lets him use the speed advantage he has over Marblehead, and that's what he's hoping to do. Second down and roughly 3. Pick up a 7 by Calvin Johnson on the first play. As I said, Echeverria is allowed to audibilize whenever he wants. It looks like he's doing it right now. He is on his wristband. He is about 12 to 15 plays he can audibilize.
Right up the gut again to Johnson. Nice tackle there. Same play, not same result.
Number 64, Matt
Decaro, 5'10", senior, offensive
linebacker, one of the standouts on this defense. Nice tackle.
shoestring tackle. Now third down and 4 for the Rams. Marblehead will run your basic high school defenses. You're going to see 5-2s. You're going to see 4-4s on pass coverage. Nothing really fancy or sophisticated. Of course, no. A lot of zones, 3-4 deep in a passing situation. This is not really a passing situation. Echeverria takes the ball. And back to Johnson. Tripped up. And once again, Decaro will stop him. It's going to be close.
So first down, Calvin Johnson coming up, looking like he was going off tackle, upended, did a complete somersault, and that's going to be fourth down for the Rams. 4th and 2, and Dave Dempsey has a tough decision here at the midfield stripe. Tough decision here. 7:21 here at Manning Bowl. Good to have you with us. Park Fissler behind the microphone. Dave McCarthy running the camera. Well-known Dave McCarthy. 4th and 2 for the Classical for the Rams, and Echeverria is in there. And you never know what Dave Dempsey may be throwing at you here. But Echeverria is going to drop back. He, of course, is also a kicker. Echeverria drop back. It will be a punt. Jason Tarasuk back from Marblehead at about the 17-yard line. Easy snap. Echeverria. Oh, a squibber that's going to bounce in front of Tarasuk. It's going to run to the left. Tarasuk catching. A nice pop by Calvin Johnson. He's been all over the field. Ran the ball 3 times and made a nice tackle. Marblehead will begin the drive at its own 19-yard line. The first drive, all runs, 8 or 9 runs, and then a pass. When you can run the ball 8, 9 times that successfully, you run the play action. Welling hit Whipple, and it's 7-0 Marblehead. First down at the 19-yard line for Marblehead. Adam Welling played JV for 2 years, the quarterback of Marblehead. Good athlete, better than average passer, not a drop back, and can roll out when it is necessary. Welling calling the signals, out of the wing tee, misdirection. Boy, nice fake, but nobody had the Classical line bit.
Jason Tarasuk at carry.
Tarasuk on the carry.
He was brought down by number 66, David Morales.
Dave Morales, as we said, who also may see some time as a fullback in short yardage situations. You got Morales, Clement, Derek Lane, and of course Brett Wigfall, highly recruited defensive tackle for the Rams. Short pickup on that, 2nd and 8 for Marblehead. Quick, almost no huddle offense. Got the quick huddle. Welling, handoff inside. Nice tackle there, the line. Same play that has been run 3-4 times. Weiser will not get barely anything on that, may lose a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 8. Looked like Clement and Lane on the tackle on that play. 3rd and just about 10 for the Magicians. When we saw the play action pass from Welling last time, we'll have to see what he throws it at this time. Of course, Whipple, Tarasuk, and Weiser are deep threats and also passing threats. They can run them out in a wing and a slot, and that's what they're doing right here. Welling, right up the gut on misdirection again, and this time Weiser will pick up about 6-7, and that's going to be 4th down for Marblehead. So Coach Bruce Jordan not about to take a big chance here with a 7-0 lead and 6:28 remaining in the first quarter. There is a flag down, and it more than likely when it's back down at the 10-yard line, it'd probably be holding. And now the referee's explaining it to the Rams that they have an option. They can take the ball back, probably back about the 10-yard line, make it 3rd and 20, or they can decline the penalty and take it 4th and 10. And decision has not been made. Illegal motion, not holding, and the Rams are going to take the penalty. So it will be 3rd down and 15, illegal motion against Marblehead. And I don't think you're going to see any passes out of this formation, especially when you had a 3rd down and 10. Whereas Tarasuk and Weiser 100-yard rushers give you a lot of speed. They're not power backs. They break tackles in the secondary. At the point of attack, they're very fast. They know how to break tackles. Welling, quarterback, calling the signals, 3rd and 15 for Marblehead. 6-man front for Classical. Welling back to pass. Welling looking deep. And that ball is going to be almost picked off by Calvin Johnson into double coverage. Tarasuk, as we said, you put him out in the slot in the wing, and he'll run that ball. Great speed. Ran the deep route there, the deep out route. And Calvin Johnson, playing the free safety, saw it, came over nice to get over there and help the defensive back knock down the pass, almost intercepted. And now it is 4th down and 15 for Marblehead from the 9-yard line. Welling, as does Echeverria, will do the punting. And you got to know the Rams are going to get some good field position here. Welling got under that ball, and got to watch out there. Calvin Johnson almost touched the ball, and it's going to be down at the 44-yard line. Great field position for the Rams.
Ball was down by Marblehead at their own 44-yard line.
So the Rams, good field position. They had the ball at the 41-yard line in their own 41. Now they got it at the 44 of Marblehead. And Echeverria will come in. 3 runs and out last time to Calvin Johnson. As we said, Echeverria can audibilize. He also has a very simple formula. He goes to the line of the scrimmage, and he's allowed to count from the nose guard to the left to the right. If he sees 5-man to the right, he'll run to the right. This time, it is a nice fake on the outside. Calvin Johnson, what a fake on the outside! Oh my goodness, 10-5 touchdown! Karam Gibson. Calvin Johnson, the misdirection of the gut, and Karam Gibson goes 44 yards. Faked out the entire Marblehead defense. Karam Gibson, he turned on the afterburners. He even faked me out. Gibson on the outside, 44 yards. And it is now 7-6. But what makes that run effective is simply the fake out of the wishbone. I believe it was the bone. It might have been the option. With the fake up to Calvin Johnson, they had run it 3 times. The defense had seen it. They bit. And then on the outside, Karam Gibson turns on the afterburners, and it's a 7-6 ball game. Echeverria lineup. They're going to go for 2 here. Dave Dempsey says it's situational when they go for 2. And, play called dead. Echeverria got the ball. And they may move this one 5 yards back. So they go for 2. This might change the philosophy here. And they're going to call it offsides. You call league procedures against the Rams, lining up in the neutral zone, as they say in the NFL. That now moves them back to the 7-yard line, the 8-yard line. And now you got to change maybe a run for go for 2. Maybe Echeverria goes for the pass here on a rollout.
It's a muffler, but since I'm standing here, I wanted you to have it.
Calvin Johnson is going to attempt the extra point from the 12-yard line. Refs don't like what they see again. Going for the PAT. Maybe they expected to go for the 2, and Bruce Owens said his call timeout.
So this game could be a high-scoring affair. Of course, Gibson on the run, 44 yards. No one even touched him around the end. Of course, the misdirection, the fake up the middle, made it effective, and now it's 7-6. And Dave Dempsey is more than likely going to go for the PAT here with Johnson. Marblehead must not have liked what they saw there. They probably thought they were going for 2. If you look at Classical, of course, losses to the Salem and Gloucester the last 2 weeks. It's been very, very tough on the team. But they know this game can kind of turn it around. Those were 2 tough games. They lost down the stretch. The clock ran out on them. And Dave Dempsey knows. He's talked to the kids. He said they've been focused. They've worked hard this week in practice. And he believes that this is a game they can win. Johnson will be lining up. Marblehead now got enough guys on the field to go against the PAT. Johnson, straightaway kicker. Of course, the split end, already running for 3. Here's the kick. The place kick is blocked by Marblehead. And Classical will fall on it.
By number 22, Calvin Johnson, blocked by number 74, Ryan Glavin.
So Ryan Glavin in on the block. And the score with 5:43 remaining in the first quarter is Marblehead 7 and Classical 6. So the penalty maybe did hurt Classical there. They were lined up to go for 2. And they were lined up in the neutral zone, offsides if you will. It's 7-6 now. And Marblehead will get the ball back. Of course, both coaches saying before the game that ball control is the